This is John or Darkninja333, back for another video game playthrough. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, since I've been busy with work. But this time we're playing through a game called The Beginner's Guide. Now, this is actually by the creators that made the Stanley Parable. So, we can just imagine what the hell this is going to be. But without further ado, let's begin. Make sure your audio is on. It is, do not worry. Controls, WASD, and mouse. I'm not doing controller because the controller is shit you can do, and
Hi there.
yeah.
Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda.
Coda.
Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just
like
to
real
start
life?
you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way.
Okay,
And
this is cool.
mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Okay, so we're gonna learn about somebody?
It's 2008. Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com.
Okay.
Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Wow. What the? I have a gun. Whisper machine says active evacuate immediately.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Oh, we're not going that way. I have a gun that shoots. And I can jump.
Security code breached. Hostile alien life form.
Uh-oh. Wait, what?
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development.
Oh.
For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Oh.
But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
That's deep.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room. Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it.
Fuck that.
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh. Hey, fuck off. I want to explore.
Or if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
Damn straight. Except now I'm reverse solving the labyrinth. Wait, wait, wait. Wait. No. Wait, no, that's where I came in. You know, there was literally no reason for me to do this. What if there's a secret in here, though? You never know. You skip something, and then it comes back to bite you in the ass later on in the game. I could wander around here and end up finding, like, an enemy. The only enemy. You never know. You didn't make the game. Oh, boom! Boom! Like, there probably was nothing in there, so...
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Whoa. That just got dark.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
It just puts you back? What the... What? Oh, hey, the labyrinth. This is awesome, though. This is a cool glitch.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions.
I'm still
Let's
flying.
go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
The past was behind her. I can't move. Oh.
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
What the fuck kind of... I'm Michael Jackson. All this bothers me. I don't get the concept of this. Why can I only walk backwards? Wait, what?
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Why does the future keep changing? But what did that say the past was behind her? The past was behind her, but the future could not be seen. why does the future keep changing? When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Oh god, it's Slender. Okay, you can't move on the grass, you have to stay on the pathway. Please don't jump scare me. I don't think I can handle that right now. You are now entering... Entering what? The bone zone?
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Nonsense.
Oftentimes,
in nearly
Coda would
every
put
direction.
bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
What the fuck? That's a really...
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do? I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Sorry.
Hey, you never know. As a fellow game creator kind of person, though all the crap I make is like RPG Maker stuff, I know how, and mods for Unreal, I know how it is to put secret stuff. Oh, there's nothing over here, you say, and then in the corner, there is a hidden key. And really uneasy music. Okay, there's nothing there. The game told me, but I didn't believe it.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Or I could do it how Coda intended it to be done. Because, let's be honest, after climbing up that many stairs, you're going to be tired. I'm waiting for him to comment on the fact that I'm walking up it slow. I could hit enter, and I could take the easy way out. Or I could slowly take my time, the way it was meant to be. Get anxiety from how long it's taking. Let's just, like, look around. Let's see if there's anything of interest while we're walking backwards very slowly. I don't want to hit enter. I can jump. Or crouch. Dun, 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 dun. I just feel like if he left it this way... Okay. Let's go for the, like, on the off chance that this is exactly how it was made. Let's say that this guy, this story, in fact, is actually a real story, which I'm starting to think it is, which that makes this game really weird. Definitely a different type of game than I thought it was going to be. But if it is, and this is a real creator making real games, then I should play it how he intended. Regardless of features that you may not understand or get, it would be the creator's, privilege to have it that way. And I'm just babbling at this point, because I'm almost at the end of the stairs. I get an achievement. Slow and easy wins the race. See, I don't think that is because he's the guy, the narrator or whatever, said that he doesn't think that it was meant to be open or whatever. Well, obviously it's meant to be open, but it's meant to be open in due time. Sometimes the goals in life take longer to get. Not everything can be so fast and easy. More than ever now, I want to hit the enter button. Let's put it this way, if I get in the door and I'm still walking this slow, is that a bed? Wait, what is this? If there was a jump scare, I'd be so screwed because I'm moving so slow that it would get me. Okay, at this point I don't really see a reason to... I'm hitting enter. You walk around talking people down from pursuing their hopes and dreams. A normal game where you have to scream into a mic every 15 seconds to keep playing.
A room that's warm.
A key in one game unlocks a door in a completely separate game.
Ideas for games.
Oh.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant.
A button you
He
press
said that
up
he
chaos
knew that
doesn't
he was
work.
actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Okay. I hit you to surrender, but it didn't. Play as the camera filming and advertising. Ready, set, fish.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it. Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Wait,
so that
what?
seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
What? I just hit enter and it didn't do anything. Oh, it's a different enter. What the fuck? That's not all the walls.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Oh, hey, we're back here. You are now exiting.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow.
Oh,
It could even be
cool.
that the stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
The great and lovely descent. Am I gonna be... What the fuck? Every time we load into one of these games, it's an instant what the fuck, like every time.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game
The
development.
streetwise fool.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Whoa.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
I know I don't die from this, but I still feel like I need to stay on the path. Boom. Oh, that was a long drop. We're getting to the bottom. Ooh, what's... Oh, wait, what's that? I can't get it. Oh, that bothers me. Oh, there's like an invisible glass. Okay. Whoa, what the... It's like, Please don't jump scare. Oh. I thought I was about to get jump scared. Can't go that way, can't go that way, so I have to go into the cell.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Wait, please say something if I just sit here. I just heard walking. No, no, no.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Okay, that's pretty funny. That's like the type of shit that me and one of my best friends would get into if he could make games. This is really unique.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
I was waiting for it to
There's
not
still
be
no
it.
clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. Listen, you there? Where did you
Here,
come
Coda
from?
begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Did you come from up there? What was above there? That's the world above. You've been there. No, this is important. Did you go through it? Yes, I did. Again, perfect. Now tell us how you solved this. You should tell us how to get to the other side. Trust me, you don't want to. Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It's the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you, there's nothing I want more. That was weird. Oh, here we go. Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes, do you want to know how to solve it? No, we actually find the black space between the doors far more interesting. Actually, you know, it does kind of make sense, because I was thinking it was weird. Don't think too hard about it. You'll see it again soon.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Oh, okay, so that was a light. What?
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay. Next game, I'm assuming? Wow. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. But is that true? That doesn't sound right. Wait. Nice room. Not. Dick.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but
How do you
this
beat
game
this
is
game?
not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
Yeah, that's what
This
I
was
thought.
actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy trying to get his attention. I was over enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
I want to go over there. Oh, will I die if I jump? Oh, I can't jump. Hello. Reasonable.
Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either
I
way,
can read this.
to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and
Place makes me
feelings
sad.
and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
To find fun. I'm king of the world.
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And
I
then
like this
feel
one.
less lonely too.
Do not be afraid, do care. I just saw a flying penguin. Let me tell you, it was the most majestic thing I've ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be as majestic as that. I never want to see again. I never want to see again if nothing will ever be that beautiful again. I am crying now and plan on ripping my eyes out. I must go now and to do that. Holy shit. How is there wood and grass and concrete here? What the fuck? Balls. That one's an A+ comment. Oh, I want to read them all. I don't care. Some of these are funny. What the shit is this cavern? Boring. I can assure you, guarantee, there is an acorn somewhere here in this place, and the sailors are looking for it. I will look for it. Hey guys, just looking for someone to talk with. I refuse to believe. Butt, ass butt. I need to go to the frickin' bathroom. Recognize me, please. Notice me, senpai. Yes, more. There's nothing here, go back. Don't listen to that guy. A free t-shirt. Need other side door, why? Why you so... Makes game, includes door, can now open door, thanks. Open sesame. Door, how open? Wait, enter. No. Oh, that bothers me. Oh. Someday I will meet the person who made this. I help people because of the internal good feeling I get. New room. Do you hear the chimes? They keep you going, don't they? Scared of writing something? Don't want to feel judged. It's not very crowded here. I would like very much to be desired. Welcome, congratulations. I don't really know where to go with this. You can go in here, I think. Shh, don't bother. A game where you leave notes and suddenly everyone's a poet. This is where I get off. I failed to write anything here. I am compelled. Stop, turn back, proceeding further will only result in misery. Take my hand, let's jump together. Okay, I think you can actually jump this. Cabbage shapes our nation. What? What is that painting? It does not matter if you ever get over there. Hey, don't talk about me that way. Very good game. I think this is not going anywhere. Next time I will do better. I need someone to talk to. What is a note? Don't listen to the other notes. I'm not safe. I really want to try to... I feel like that... If I miss that jump though, I'm gonna have to go back a lot. Oh, okay, you can't jump. I thought you could. Damn it. Betrayed by my own imagination. This is such a weird game. Okay, where do we want to start? Guess I'll check this one, then hit the outside ring, and then hit the middle. Stop faking it. Today I learned you cannot fall off. Ethical. I saw a person walking down there and now it won't come back. Devil Tower Star. Well done, all of you. Painting, what does it mean? Whoever made this has issues. Who are all of you? Help, I am trying to speak. Hey guys, how it going? Just hanging. Art. I think it's about how things look messy from up close and perfect from far away. From up here, it just looks like dots. Cabbage shapes our nation. We will all die someday. Stop pretending you are other people. Spoiler, it doesn't mean anything. Devil Tower Star. It's about how this game is pretentious and you all suck. Maybe I'll feel real someday. He was himself the most horrible creature he could imagine. Well, I'm here now. Yeah, we're all here now. There must be a reason for it, though. His terrible secret, he kept it well. I beat the game. More room?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means.
Scared of writing something? Don't
Each
want
of these
to
games
judge.
represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a
Escape.
previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
I can hear whispering, that's kind of creepy. Downward, keep
In
digging.
each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Does this puzzle have a solution? Oh yeah, I've been here for literally an hour. What the fuck do I do? Help. Help. Does it make sense? Second door won't open. Shit, how do you solve it? Developer, answer please.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Makes sense. What's that noise? How do you leave notes? It's a room full of typewriters. Are you there? Please say something. Give me anything, I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak, 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 speak. Attack of the typewriters. Porn stars die too.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kinda just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
I like that painting. Wait, is that an actual picture taken somewhere? Oh, a door. What the
See, like, this is
what?
it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except,
Is that
for
the
some
well?
reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Yeah, that was that well. That was weird. Well, furniture ought to go in the center of the room. A giant hole in the ground? I guess TV. Furniture would be weird. That's a table. Okay, how about along the wall in the room? Let's put 10 stoves lined up against the wall. Those are couches. Those aren't stoves. I think we should lighten up this room a bit. Skylight, full ceiling window. Let's open this baby up. Thinking a 10 by 12 access, soft LED ceiling light with a fluorescent trim. Live Tesla, Tesla coils. Oh, that's a cool Tesla coil. And a table. We already have a table. Who are you? What exactly are you doing? I'm pretty sure none of my choices make any difference. Tables were invented in 1935. What the fuck?
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
I like that, though. I like weirdness.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello, please walk forward. Okay, I guess. This guy will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on this table. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Now, turn on the floor lamp. Turn the floor lamp in this room off and then turn it back on. Now go to the left side sofa, move it over a little. Finally touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Well, okay.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what the fuck?
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison
I like this
idea.
one.
There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on?
Upside down room?
But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. How is this the prison game if the prison is in it? Do I have a flashlight? No. What the fuck? Yeah, the ominous music makes me want to step in the telephone booth. Oh, fuck it, I'm gonna get jump scared, I know it. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in the prison too? Yeah, I was in the furniture maze.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
What's it like to escape? Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out and things will be exactly the same as before. Age just kind of does that, you know. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version? Yeah, pretty much it. What did you have to do to get out? They just talked to me for a while. What? That freed you? How does that work? You can't know until you're out. Just talk to me. Okay, I can talk. Let's just talk for a bit. Will you be here? I will be here as long as you need.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Whoa. As cool as this looks, and I really want to know, I think that's going to be it for this time, and then in the next video we'll continue off from here and see what's in that house and what's up at the top of that hill. So until then, that's going to be it for now, people. Peace off.